Is Chewy stock a buy after fourth quarter results? I'm going to answer that question in this video. I'm also going to do a review of Chewy's fourth quarter earnings, the big picture results, and then at the end of the video, I will answer if the stock is a buy. So let's get into the details. Revenue increased by 13.4% in Q4 to 2.71 billion. Earnings per share of 1 penny was a huge achievement compared to a loss per share of 15 cents last year. Now, recall that this company is experiencing several macroeconomic headwinds impacting its cost of goods, transportation, logistics, labor, all of that. And despite those forces, the company was able to control costs and turn a profit in the quarter. You have to commend management for doing a good job controlling those costs, managing around the elevated inflation, and still delivering profits for its shareholders. Active customers decreased to 20.4 million, down from 20.6 million year over year. This is a result of the extreme surge in customers that Chewy experienced during the initial parts of the pandemic. So many customers signed up to Chewy that now some of those customers are not coming back to Chewy. And since that was such a large cohort, that's causing the numbers to show decreases because Chewy is adding customers, but the ones that are leaving are greater than the ones that they're adding. So this might be a headwind over the next several quarters as it works through some of that big boom that it experienced during the earlier stages of the pandemic. So gross profit margin improved to 28.1%. This was up by 270 basis points from the same time last year. And the company's done, like I mentioned earlier, it's done an excellent job managing through rising cost of goods sold. Because of the rising costs of transportation, Chewy has positioned its fulfillment centers closer to customers, used software to better manage inbound and outbound freight, and that's causing improvements in its logistics, which has caused improvements in its gross profit margin. So lots of good execution, good operational moves from Chewy in the last several quarters. Actually, it's not just been this quarter. Net sales per active customer increased by 15.1% year over year, and it's up to a record amount, the sales per active customer. And Chewy management has noted that as customers mature with Chewy, meaning as they deepen their relationship with Chewy, they spend more and more and more. So a customer that signs up this month may not spend that much money with Chewy, but 6 months later they'll be increasing their spending. 12 months later they're increasing their spending. 18 months later they're increasing their spending. So as time goes on, the customers that Chewy signs up incrementally increase their spending with Chewy, and that's good news. That means that these customers are finding the service, the items, the overall capabilities of Chewy to be more than enough, more than what they were looking for, and that's why they keep increasing their spending with Chewy. Free cash flow turned positive 42 million, and this was up from a negative 113 million in the same quarter last year. Again, a big improvement similar to its earnings per share turning positive from a loss per share. Again, I can't say this enough at how good Chewy's management has been in executing the company's mission, growing, improving its operations, doing it all at the same time. And you know, if you've been with my channel for the last several months now, you'll hear me say a lot about these types of growth stocks that just focus on growing sales without focusing on execution and operational improvements. Chewy has been the opposite of that. It's a growth company, it's a growth stock. You see revenue increased double digits. It's been increasing double digits, but at the same time, management has spent a good deal of time focusing on improving operations, improving the logistics, improving how it handles freight inbound and outbound, and all of those minor improvements have made tremendous progress in terms of profit margins, cash flows, and earnings per share. So all in all, this company has done a really good job growing, building out the business. So if I was to answer, is the stock a buy? I want to thank the Motley Fool for sponsoring this video. Visit fool.com/parkev for the 10 best stocks to buy now. I would weigh all of those excellent execution, excellent management, excellent growth with the fact that the stock is not cheap. The stock is relatively expensive if you look at a price to free cash flow, price to earnings, or price to sales basis. So I don't know. I don't know. This is one where it's right on the borderline between a wait for a better valuation and you could go ahead and buy. If you're really, really interested in owning a pet stock, an online e-commerce pet retailer, then you could go ahead and buy Chewy stock here. If you're not in a hurry, I think you might be able to get this stock at a better valuation in terms of those metrics, in terms of price to earnings, price to free cash flow, and price to sales. You will likely be able to find a better entry point. But overall, it's an excellent management team. The company is well managed. It's demonstrated economies and scale. It's demonstrated learning curve. It's demonstrated a lot of positive aspects that I like to see in a growth stock. All right, so that's all I've got for this video. If you enjoyed this one, I've hand selected several videos that are popping up on your screen right now. So click on one of those and I'll see you over there. Thank you so much for watching.